Welcome back, everyone. This is Dave from Corn Productions here with another mental illness topic. This is coming from an article that I happen to read and really like. It happens to correspond with a lot of my opinions on these particular issues. It's titled Gun Violence and Mental Illness, Understanding Links and Misconceptions, written by Adam England from verywell.com. This article was written last year, but it easily could have been written in any year and been very, very relevant, which is a depressing statement in and of itself. I'm going to read sections of the article, not the entire thing, because it is quite lengthy, but it is also a very good article. So if you would like to read the entire thing, I will include the link to this article in the description. All right, so the part of the article I'm going to read starts with, what do the statistics suggest? According to the Gun Violence Archive, there have been over 200 mass shootings in the U.S. in 2022, though not all of these involved fatalities. While in 2020, over 45,000 people died from gun-related injuries, with over half of these being suicides. It may be surprising, but it was found in 2016 that mass shootings by people with serious mental illness represents less than 1% of all gun-related homicides. However, the overall contribution of people with serious mental illness to violent crimes was just 3%. Most people with a mental illness aren't violent. There is evidence to suggest associations between mental illness and an increased risk of violence. It's often asserted that mental health checks should be required before someone can own or buy a gun. But the vast majority of people with mental illness are not violent. And that is an argument that I have made quite a few times in discussing mental health problems in the past, but it is certainly something that bears repeating. The vast majority of mentally ill people are non-violent. All right, so skipping further down into the article, the stigmatization of mental health and mental illness is nothing new and can be traced back through the centuries and across cultures, explains Mark. He's a integrative psychologist. People with mental illness have at varying times been seen as weak, possessed by the devil or evil spirits, and often in conjunction with the latter, considered dangerous and violent. Despite much improvement in the treatment of mental illness and an increasing open dialogue about the effects of mental illness from sufferers and professionals, the evidence shows that increasing number of the general public fear violence from those who are mentally ill, says Weymire. Okay, so this article goes on to say, it's easier to look for a scapegoat, be it mental illness, video games, or movies, or even heavy metal music, as it gives us something or someone to blame, almost giving us the feeling of being back in control in some way. It is human to want answers and human to seek a simple answer to what is actually a complex question. Complex answer holds us collectively responsible for the society in which we all live and co-create. The simple answer, claiming the reason is due to mental illness, exonerates us from introspection and enables us to put distance between the actions of the latest gunman, the madman, and ourselves, says Weymire. It is a powerful psychological defense that allows us to maintain our own certainty about who we are and the society we live in. There have been mass shootings in which serious mental illness has played a role, like the 2011 Tucson shooting. The perpetrator, Jared Lee Loughner, was diagnosed with schizophrenia after his arrest, but this by no means suggests a more concrete link between mental illness and gun violence. Zeroing in on the connection to psychological issues just adds to the stigma surrounding mental health and makes people less likely to reach out for help, leading to worse public outcomes. Whereas some mental health conditions are perhaps more accepted, like depression and anxiety, there's still a stronger stigma around others like schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. In the aftermath of mass shooting, as people make links between mental illness and gun violence, the result can be people believing that those with serious mental illnesses are dangerous. Due to how mental illness has and continues to be viewed and stigmatized, people with mental health problems or mental illness can feel shame about their condition, making it difficult for them to access help. This can, in turn, affect all other parts of their lives and bring on a downward spiral whereby they no longer feel a part of society and exist on the fringes, says Baymire. Baymire continues, they can end up being seen and used as scapegoats by politicians and the media, with further marginalization. The effects on the individual are as huge as they are on society and even on the public purse, just not on gun violence. And that's where I'm going to stop reading. Like I said, this is an excellent article. Basically, I'm not going to get political here because I believe that the mental health and mental illness issues should remain out of the political sphere. We all suffer from this. Republicans, Democrats, Independents, so on and so forth. We all have these issues. So this should not be a political issue. And as I've said many times, no politician is on your side when it comes to this issue, or any issue for that matter. They are all guilty of this. Democratic will talk about the need for funding mental health initiatives while cutting programs that are designed to help the mentally ill, effectively talking out of both sides of their mouths. And yes, the most common person to bring up the link between mental illness and gun violence is a politician who is trying to prevent gun control legislation. And yeah, I think mental health is a serious issue, which is why I talk about it occasionally. But a politician making that argument is not arguing in good faith. Alright, so you believe that mental health is a problem. Well, what's your solution then? What are we going to do about mental illness? Well, more than likely, nothing. So you're just talking hot air. Meaningless hot air. Which leads to more people not seeking help and more people that we lose that we could save. Alright, that's all I got for you for this video. If you like this video and want to support the channel, there are a number of ways to do so. You can follow me on Twitter at Core Productions. You can join one of my Core Productions Facebook pages. You can buy something from the Core Productions store on Zazzle. You can buy me a coffee, which is a new way to support content creators such as myself. And of course, you can like, share, and comment on this video as well as subscribing to my channel. This is Dave from Core Productions, signing off.